Welcome to the division draw for the 37th AMTA National Championship. My name is Diane Michalak, and I am the AMTA Tabulation Director. And first, I'd like to let you know that the latest case changes with changelog were released today. These are the last case changes, and the case is now final for competition. Also, after the draw, I will be assigning teams to their respective divisions in School Manager, so please have your official contact log in and accept the new invitation. For those of you not familiar with the division draw, let me explain how the draw will work. If you have the earned bid list pulled up on the AMTA website, that could be helpful to follow along. The teams are ranked by TPR 1 through 48. We divide the teams up into groups of 4. So the first group would be teams 1 through 4, the next group 5 through 8, 9 through 12, and so on. Among those groups, we will randomly draw 2 teams into one division and 2 teams into the other division. So for example, the first team drawn would go into Division 1, the next team into Division 2, the third into Division 1, the fourth into Division 2, and so on. The only caveat to that is that if a school has 2 teams at the national championship, the A and B teams need to be in different divisions, so we will deal with that as it arises. This year, the divisions will be named the Tammy Doss Division and the Kent Stressman Division. Tammy Doss is AMTA's program coordinator and the single person without whom AMTA could not function. She is always there for students and teams when they're unable to download the case, when they need to check on the status of their registration, and when they have questions that they are not sure where to direct. She works tirelessly to serve all of our students, teams, and community, and does it all with good humor and positive attitude. She's a great friend to everyone on the board, and thanks to her, hundreds upon hundreds of individual and team awards were mailed across the country at the conclusion of our 1.5 seasons of virtual competition. Kent Stressman is probably the most influential person in AMTA that most of the community has never met or heard of. In late 2020 and early 2021, Kent worked closely with AMTA to develop and implement the tournament administration system. A lawyer and professor by training, Kent learned the ins and outs of AMTA competition and designed an electronic balloting and tabulation system that I think we can all agree served us well. What's more, in addition to designing and helping to test and implement TAS, Kent was always thinking about ways to make it better, and he was always available. He was on call for every round of every competition that AMTA held online from February 2021 through February 2022. Online AMTA would not have looked the way that it did without Kent, and we are grateful for all of his contributions. So to begin the draw, the first thing we're going to do is flip a coin to determine which division the first team will get drawn into. If the coin is heads, the first team will go into the Tammy Doss division. If it is tails, the first team will go into the Kent Stressman division. And it is tails. So the first team drawn will go into the Kent Stressman division. Got my groups here. So the first set of cards is groups teams 1 through 4 by TPR rank. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards here. And the first team drawn into the Kent Stressman division is team 1133, Florida. The first team drawn into the Tammy Doss division, team 1092, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. The next team drawn into the Kent Stressman division is team 1014, Patrick Henry A. And in the Tammy Doss division, 1483, Yale A. So the next group, teams 5 through 8. First team goes into the Kent Stressman division is 1390 Emory. The next team into the Tammy Doss division is team 1049 Duke. Into the Stressman division, team 1551 UCLA. And that leaves team 1008 Tufts in the Tammy Doss division. Our next group are teams 9 through 12. And the first team drawn into the Kent Stressman division is team 1606 Harvard. And into the Tammy Doss division, team 1020 Stanford. In the Stressman division, 1581 Northwestern and 1256 Chicago A into the Tammy Doss division. This next group is group 13 through 16, and it contains our first B team. And that B team is Patrick Henry B. Since Patrick Henry A went into the Stressman division, Patrick Henry B will go into the Tammy Doss division. So our first draw will go into the Stressman division. And that card is Team 1083 Miami. And since Patrick Henry B went to the Tammy Doss division, this next team will also go into the Stressman division. And that is Team 1165 Boston University. And in the Tammy Doss division, Team 1128 Northwood. This next group is 17 through 20. There are no B teams in this group. Go ahead and shuffle the cards. And the first team in the Stressman division is Team 1038, Virginia A. And in the Tammy Doss division, Team 1029, Rhodes. In the Stressman division, Team 1285, Cal Berkeley. And in the Tammy Doss division, 1405, Ohio State. Again, this next group of cards is groups 21 through 24, and there is a B team in here. That B team is 1257 Chicago B, and since A is in the Tammy Doss division, B will go into the Kent Stressman division. And then we will go ahead and shuffle these cards. Your monitor color is not off. They have changed shade of yellow. And the first team going into the Tammy Doss division, since Chicago B went to Stressman, is Team 1146 Fordham Lincoln Center. And then to the Kent Stressman division, Team 1043 Georgia. And that leaves Team 1325 UC Irvine in the Tammy Doss division. This next group is 25 through 28 and contains two B teams. The first is 1009 Tufts B. Since Tufts A is in the Tammy Doss division, B will go over to the Stressman division. And the second B team is 1039 Virginia B, and Virginia A is over in the Stressman division, so B will head over to the Doss division. And the first card we draw from these two, we'll head to the Stressman division, and that is 1246 Georgetown A. And heading to the Tammy Doss division, 1001 Georgia Tech. This next group is 29 through 32, and it also contains one B team. That B team is 1247 Georgetown B. Since A is in the Stressman division, B will go to the Doss division. Let's go ahead and shuffle these. And the first team going to the Kent Stressman division is 1125 Washington University, St. Louis. And since Georgetown B is in the Tammy Doss division, this next card will also go to the Stressman division. And it is Team 1533 Cincinnati. And that means that 1562 UC Santa Barbara is going to the Doss division. Our next set is group 33 through 36. There are no B teams in this group. Separate cards here. And so the first team going to the Stressman division is Team 1034 Washington and Lee. And in the Doss division, we have 1339 Michigan State. And to the Stressman division, Team 1587 Howard. And Team 1022 Texas to the Doss division. This next group is 37 through 40, and there is one B team in here. That B team is team 1484, Yale B. Yale A is in the DOS division, so B will go to the Stressman division. The remaining 3 cards will be shuffled up. These neon ones don't break up as easy. And so the first team heading into the DOS division is team 1275, Dickinson. Then to the Stressman division is 1298, Hillsdale. And 1378, Notre Dame to the DOS division. Groups 41 through 44, or teams 41 through 44. There are no B teams in this group or the last group. And the first team going to the Stressman division is team 1062, Juniata. And to the DOS division, team 1426, University of Southern California. To the Stressman division, team 1056, Furman University. And to the DOS division, 1381, Hamilton. On to our last group, teams 45 through 48. The first team will be going to the Stressman division, and that is team 1223, Wisconsin. And in the DOS division, team 1005, American. To the Stressman division, team 1321, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. And that leaves 1216, Dillard in the DOS division. So again, we're going to get these up on the website. I'm also going to get them entered into School Manager, so you guys can accept your new invitations for your individual divisions. If anybody has any questions about anything, they can feel free to email me at amta.tab@collegemocktrial.org, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.